With just 3 weeks until the April 15th tax filing deadline, some taxpayers who have already submitted their returns may be disappointed in their returns. Sharon Epperson is here to explain. Good morning, Sharon.
Good morning, Becky. You know, so far this tax season, the year-over-year change in the average tax refund has been less than the Trump administration initially forecast. In late January, the White House announced President Trump would deliver the largest tax refunds in U.S. history, projecting the average refund would rise by $1,000 or more this year. In mid-February, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, also acting IRS commissioner at the time, appeared here on Squawk Box and said early refunds were up 22%. But a month later, the IRS reported that for the 2026 tax season, the average tax refund is about 11% greater, 10.8% to be exact, than in 2025. As of March 13th, the average refund amount for individual filers was $3,623, up from $3,271 a year ago. About 70 million individual returns have been received out of roughly 164 million that the IRS expects to be filed this year. Some Americans may anticipate receiving a larger refund due to increases in the standard deduction or for taxpayers who itemize a higher state and local income tax deduction. There are also new deductions on tips and overtime and a new bonus deduction for seniors. But the amount of your refund or the balance due depends on the tax breaks you can claim. Experts say in some cases, taxpayers may not qualify for new or increased credits and deductions due to income and other requirements. Also, your 2025 paycheck withholding could impact your refund. For more tax-saving strategies, sign up for my free Money 101 newsletter series using the QR code right there on your screen, or go to cnbc.com/money101. Becky. Joe.
70 million, so there's a lot still to come.
There's still
Becky alone could, with what you make, could skew the entire 10.8. It could be 14 after you file. It could be up 14%.
Where do the bulk of the returns go? Is it to low-income people? Is it to high-income people?
Well,
that would be a question on it, too.
Yes, that is certainly true. And it's often... It depends, on what your tax situation is. What's interesting is about 90%, at least of the most recent data, of people claim the standard deduction. Mm-hmm. The amount that claim an itemized deduction, only about 10% of those people, I think, took the SALT deduction when it was off the last time that they calculated that. Yeah. So, those are some of the factors that people are looking at. What they're also looking at, and what economists have often counted on, is that these tax refunds will help to give a little boost to the economy. Now, with what we're seeing and what we've just been reporting about gas prices, it's almost going to break even for a lot of households. Right. They're going to be spending their money on these higher gas costs over the next month or so, and compared to what they're going to be receiving for the refund.
Or whatever it is, living in New Jersey, Trump can never make up for what he did in that first term.
Well, for the SALT deduction.
For the SALT deduction.
Yeah.
For the SALT deduction. Where do you live?
I live in New York, and so, yeah.
Well, you know exactly what. You're like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know exactly what. It's a lot.
Yes,
it's a lot
more.
Then if you have an agent, my agent, Bombastic Bushkin, who we used to be able...
You used to be able to deduct
your agent fees. Can't do that. You want me to add it up?
Not to have one anymore.
You can't do that.
I'm not complaining.
These
are all luxury complaints. These are like 1%er complaints, and I'm not going to do that.
No. I mean, what's interesting is what people are paying.
After I've done
what people are paying and using their refunds for. They're not using it to travel. They're not using it to invest. They're using that money to pay back debt. To pay back debt, too. About a third of people, there was a recent survey that just came out surveying about 2,000 Americans, saying 74% expect to get a refund. Most of them are going to save some of that, but there are about a third that say they're going to put this money to debt repayment. What's interesting is for stuff they've already bought and spent. What's interesting is that they're not traveling, they're not investing, they're not using this money for what would normally be seen as something that would help boost the economy. They're just trying to live.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, a lot of that's going to go to the higher energy prices.
Exactly.
Exactly. Sharon, thank you. Sure. I anticipate we'll be getting more and more updates as we see more returns that are put in.
Absolutely. We'll bring them to you.
Thank you, Sharon.
Sure.